Amy has a story. The 4B feminist movement.
Yes. Okay. Have you guys seen this by chance? Crazy feminists, blue-haired and women of all colored hairs of all varieties are now taking to the internet stating that they are going to be abstaining from sex in protest to Donald Trump's decisive victory. Obviously, there was what? Why did you look at me weird?
Because if they had the discipline of abstaining from sex,
They should have done that already.
I don't know. If they had the discipline, abortion wouldn't be an issue.
Exactly. Nature is healing. Like the issue is being, it's like being solved onto
It's
itself.
called natural selection, speaking of which. But
Exactly.
what does the B stand for?
So it's actually, we're going to get into this, but this movement is actually derived from Korea, and B is like no in Korean. So it's the four no's they're saying no to. They're saying no to.
I thought
dating,
the B was something else.
Dating, sex, marriage, and I have it written down. We'll get to that.
Way to
part a
stick
little
it to
later
us
in the slide.
conservative religious people by abstaining from premarital sex. That'll show us.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there was a huge demographic shift in this election, or maybe there wasn't. Maybe we've just been propagandized to believe that the feminists were the ones who were the majority and us sane people were the minority. But there has been a decisive shift in this election where women, and specifically white women, moved 11 points for Donald Trump. And now, in response, let's go ahead and play some of the videos, some of the reactions from the liberal women protesting this.
Donald Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years. In protest and protection of your bodies. As we know, if that little baby inside you gives you any trouble and you need an emergency health care, you're fucked and you're gonna die. I think that is sufficient enough reason to stop having sex. Don't you agree? This vote wasn't a vote for Americans. This vote was for men. And unless we become the handmaid's tale, then us women need to protest.
Have you guys seen this?
Buttery bullshit. Donald Trump is president.
Okay.
Hold on, did she
She had
just
the
called it?
handmaid tail in the background. Did you
Yeah, I
see
saw that, but she also called it a baby in her, and that she wants the right to kill
a
the baby.
baby.
I mean, even by their own terms, that's
By their own
bold.
admission, it's murder.
Did you see all the websites selling Handmaid's Tale outfits where 2XL and 3XL sizes are sold out?
They're the only ones that are so wow. Well, you guys want to know something funny, actually? So my best friend Lauren, she was of a strong belief that Trump should win the election, but she didn't think the Dems would let him win. And so she actually took a bet, and she has ordered her handmaid costume because the election was announced. She has to wear it for 2 weeks.
Nice.
So that's going to be very entertaining. Let's go ahead and play the next clip, please.
Is that Emily Austin?
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida, because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement.
Good.
Thank you.
That's my next plan. And
I have
I'm
one
dead
question.
fucking serious.
I'll have you know, I've been married for 15 years, lived in Florida for 10 of them, and I've been struggling to get laid for way longer than this movement exists.
You're not changing anything for
But
me, girl.
who give this woman the right to use camera?
I don't tell. Yeah. Who told her to grab film?
Who allow upload to the internet?
Now,
let's see,
one
there's
thing
more.
I will mention, a lot of these were actually made in response to the whole thing that was going over X. Nick Fuentes is the one who really instigated this, but the whole your body, my choice forever. So these videos really started to come out in response to that. I don't know, we can kind of circle back to that conversation. I mean, obviously they're trolling. And the libs have been messing with us for a very long time, and it's kind of like vindication season. Maybe he pushed them a little bit too far. I don't know. Curious to know your guys' thoughts.
Talking about not doing things like Rob, if you play one more video, it's the most female opinions I heard all year.
Okay, well, let's play it. Let's do it.
For the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. My bodily autonomy matters, and this is my way to exercise sovereignty over that. So I highly encourage any other women that are single and care about progressing women's rights and still fighting for our bodily autonomy to do the same. Delete your dating apps, because we can come together in community. And if you need somebody to cuddle or hold your hand or give you a kiss, I bet you one of your girlfriends would do it. Okay. And you don't even have to really be gay. Okay, it's okay
This
to
can't
have
be
a
real.
lot of
This
platonic
cannot be
love
real. No, it is.
for the next 4 years. I think we can look to South Korea and the 4B movement as a point of inspiration for us.
All right.
Bro.
You know, cat sales are going through the roof
Cat
right
sales
now.
are going, but Jamie, I was gonna say, can you imagine the guy that's been with one of these girls and she's like, "We're gonna wait to have sex. Like, I
Oh
want
my
you to
God.
show me that you love me." So he's waited years, and now he's gonna have to wait 4 more years.
Oh, wow.
That guy's balls are blue, and they're gonna hurt for 4 more years.
Oh, you know what? Upon inspecting the caliber of the women participating in this
They're
movement,
all-
I think men are going to be fine.
Yeah,
Like,
they will be
I think that they'll probably end up being okay.
I don't know if you put it in your notes, but you know how the Korean movement ended?
Well, obviously they're having a huge birth rate decline right now, and they're literally trying to pay them to have babies, right?
Listen, all things they cancel each other out. They balance. There's an influx of foreign women that love K-pop, love K-dramas, and they're marrying the men. They fly there
What?
to marry the men. Like I just saw an article on CNN that the guys are getting the W's, and the women they're gonna be alone
Good.
forever.
This is like these women saying, "I'm not going to have sex with men." It's like the praying mantis saying to the praying mantis, "I'm not going to have sex with you," and then eat your head after we're
Yeah.
done. Like they're saving a lot of men a lot of grief, and there's a lot of good women out there that oh my god.
God, it's scary.
You
this is-
saw the thing that's about to come
Oh,
up.
God.
Okay, so let's jump into it. So first, you asked what 4B stands for. So this is a movement that originated in South Korea. B stands for no in Korea. And so the 4 no's are no dating, no sex, no children, and no marriage. So that's what the movement stands for overall. But of course, you know, Western women like to feel like they're competing in the Victim Olympics and they need to be even more special and even more victimized. So this is their take here in America on the 4B movement and them taking it to the extreme.
This is institutionalized mental
my
illness.
You remember when Britney Spears did this?
Yeah.
it's
mental breakdown.
it's
Literally tweeted that they took away Britney Spears' kids, her money, and locked her up when she did this.
Look at this girl's beer belly.
shaving
Oh.
your head is a manifestation of mental.
You guys get it. We can play the next one. This next one is even more
Oh
cringe.
no.
Look at the person standing behind them. They're like all cloaked up, like.
Let me see.
and she doesn't look fertile. She doesn't look like a baby making machine.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God, dude. Oh, what? Is that a guy or a girl? Oh my.
Talk about like this is supposed to replicate some religious practice.
This
Weird.
girl is the last-
Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Those are murderers' eyes.
The doll's eyes.
What the hell is wrong?
All right, we get the.
So
Yeah,
I got a
man.
joke. Feel free to use it. They've been saying for the last little while that Donald Trump is Hitler, and so to protest the election of Hitler, they are all shaving their heads like skinheads.
Nazis.
It is fantastic. Well done.
Nazis. They're all Nazis.
That is Kathy.
Yeah,
Oh my
put
gosh.
this up, Connor. Put this up, Connor.
She shaved her head?
That-
I don't
Because
think I
she's
want to live in a world in
Did
which
she
Kathy
shave her head?
Griffin's not putting out.
Oh my.
This is to punish American men. I think to your point, Viva, it's helping them because they're able to discern the crazies so much easier now.
Oh.
Like it's literally so much easier.
I didn't
for
think
men.
she could, Kathy Griffith, to get more unattractive. Oh my God.
I-
Oh, she looks like a
Okay.
hobbit.
All right. Hold on. In fairness, that photo is like 7 years old.
I was gonna say that.
That
Oh,
is
it
when
is?
she shaved her head to support her sister's battle with cancer.
Oh.
So
All right,
we
okay.
gotta be. I don't know where you got that article from, but they should
Just
really fix that headline.
Oh,
No, I was actually gonna say like she looks younger than she did in the last tweet I saw with her red hair all over
But
the place.
Rob, it says fact check there.
I'm looking
I
at
guess
it.
that's the one downside of using X sometimes, but there wasn't any community
maybe
notes on it when I
she
saw
joined the
it.
strike.
No, she did join the strike, but she
does-
shaved her head 10 years ago.
She does
Alright.
look younger in that photo. Pull up a modern picture. She doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah, maybe they just wanted to use a better picture.
This
of
is,
her.
but this is, it's a good point. It's like, you know, in the wild, animals that are toxic and poisonous or venomous, they wear flashy colors so people know not to mess with them.
Yeah.
This is self-identification for the purposes of self-preservation.
Yeah, and to your point, it's natural selection. Like literally, these people are preventing their bloodline from being able to continue, and all of the Republicans are doing the opposite. And they're like, Trump presidency, let's celebrate and make babies. Like this is literally how nature heals itself. It's incredible. Now, what's really frustrating about this, and what's been very nice to see, is that it's getting a lot of pushback, even from people on the left, because again, these people are cosplaying. as people who were victimized. And again, it's kind of due to the mass hypnosis that was done by the media, making these, 50% of American women genuinely believe, for some of them at least, that they've lost their rights. However, but shaving their head in response to it and saying, like, I'm going to make myself unattractive and undesirable by shaving my head. What message does that send to the women who suffer from alopecia? The women who, have cancer, who went through chemo, who had to shave their heads. Are they saying that those women are completely undesirable and no man would ever want to be with them?
I didn't even think of that angle.
It's
well, what I was thinking, although as well, is in addition to being idiotic, totally self-righteous, it's totally selfish, because a lot of those women have hair long enough that if they did it properly, they could have donated it for wigs.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you put it, it's 10 inches, they could have done it properly, and actually someone without hair could have been.
Locks for love. And that goes back to your point, where these people are, for them to think of other people in that situation, it would go beyond who they are as people, because their entire platform or stance right now is selfish in nature. Abortion is an issue that affects the self, whereas we were more concerned about this election about issues that affected the whole, the economy, national security, inflation. These are things that affect every person, whereas abortion affects such a small amount of people that it is really just a selfish thing to cast your vote on. So these people can't think outside of themselves for locks of love or for people who have alopecia. They don't care about that. They only care about themselves.
And I mean, there's not even an abortion ban. That's the craziest thing. It just went back to the states where it belonged.
Yeah.
And this is something that, apparently there was a bit of a protest back when Roe v. Wade was overturned, and women were apparently abstaining from sex as well. Didn't last for very long, because apparently, the attention could only go on for so long. And that's all they really care about at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and play this video from a woman who actually went through cancer and chemotherapy, I believe, giving her opinion on this whole thing.
These 4B movement women that I've seen shaving their heads, you're fucking crybabies. Get your fucking lives together. I am so sick of this shit. Got it? There are some of us that have no choice. I had cancer and the chemo, and I had to shave my head. Do you think I wanted to take my down to my back hair and shave it off? No, I didn't. Do you think the person with alopecia wanted to shave off their head or lose their eyebrows and have to paint them on every day? No, they didn't. You know what my favorite part also about your delusion, your little 4B movement crybabies, is that none of us chose this. You're choosing this. You're actively choosing to do this on your own.
All right. I'm gonna be the bad guy here.
The music was too loud.
But maybe, just maybe. Hear me out. Hear me out. Maybe for the cancer lady, this a blessing in disguise. There's an even playing field, more girls without hair. So
I mean,
so
honestly,
she can go.
I see your
yeah,
point.
she can go neck to neck with other ladies with no hair. I don't know. Like, I was trying to think positively about
Like
the
you
things.
like her chances now, because there's gonna be more bald people.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm like, okay, I'll hook up
All
with
right.
anybody at
Do,
this
do
point.
you want to know, like, the level of my OCD? I was very irritated by the fact that audio, the music was too loud for the audio. Like, just a notch lower, I would have been able to.
That's the first thing. I saw your face. He's laughing because he's thinking of that angle, and in your head, I saw you going.
Just like pro tip: if you ever have to ask if the music is too loud, the music is too loud.
It's
So
probably too
Dude,
loud.
and 100%, my wrestlers out there, I bet that you're gonna be bagging some bald baddies the next year. 100%.
what is a Rizzler, please?
What do you mean? What's a Rizzler?
What is a Rizzler?
Like
Someone
Riz.
that has frizz.
Like-
Someone that has a good, way with the ladies.
Nothing to do with Twizzlers.
It comes from charisma.
Riz.
Riz.
Well, now I
Rizzler.
understand what my kid has been saying.
Yeah. No.
All right.
On the Handmaid's Tale point, really quick, because that's been the common theme. Like, that's every liberal woman's favorite thing. And funnily enough, the only girl I ever took out for coffee before I started dating my wife was a girl I met in college. We went out for coffee. Within the first 5 minutes, she said The Handmaid's Tale was her favorite show. She loved Star Wars The Last Jedi, and she thought Hillary Clinton would have been a great president. I'm not sure which one bothered me more, but we never went out again.
She didn't even need to shave her head.
Yeah.
But
I would have thrown up
here's
on her.
the thing they keep trying to go to is, this is the Christian right is resurgent now under Trump, who is very clearly not a Christian and very clearly does not abide by any sort of Christian nationalist principle. But they keep trying to say, under Christian nationalism, they're going to turn the world into the Handmaid's Tale, where women are forced to marry into giant harems, and they're abused and they're their male property. Like, if only there was a major world religion that already existed that routinely practiced group marriage, female circumcision, making women property, and generally just used women as property and made them cover up their heads from head to toe. We could make a show about that and it might be pretty interesting, but no, instead we have the most privileged and liberated group of women that have ever existed lecturing us while they shave their heads about how we're the ones making their life unbearable.
Great point. I love Connor's because Trump isn't like a practicing Christian. I mean, I think that getting shot in the head kind of made him lean to the thing, but it was fun. Remember when he held the Bible when they burned down the church? He was just like...
So, I mean, overall, my opinion on this is really like a net positive for society. You're seeing women making posts, again, stating that if men are not going to respect their rights and respect them as people and respect, all of that BS, then they're going to abstain from sex. I think this is a good thing. Yes, if men aren't going to respect you, and it's somebody who you couldn't see as your potential husband in the future, you probably shouldn't have sex with them in the first place.
Yeah.
So overall, I think this is a really good thing.
It's a form of mental illness, and this is a way of natural selecting out the mental illness from society by them not procreating.
Yes.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.